What up, YouTube? Can anyone remember Congressman Larry McDonald? You remember Congressman Larry McDonald? Congressman Larry McDonald was exposing the nuclear odor back in the 1990s. Back when nobody exposed the nuclear odor. If you did that, they killed you. He was on Crossfire in the late 90s with Pat Buchanan. And he was exposing the nuclear odor. He laid it all out. He laid it all on the table. And as they were ending the broadcast, he summarized with the comments as follows. He said, "Well, if I'm correct in my analysis, Pat, we're going to see the country and the world take a hard left." Shortly after that broadcast, his plane went down under mysterious circumstances, and he was gone. Imaginate that. But Congressman Larry McDonald's predictions came true. America and the world did take a hard left. Right into the new weird odor. It would be my opinion that the silencing of the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is really just kind of a diversion, kind of a cover for all of the non-conspiracy theorist people that they've also silenced recently. Basically, anybody who's not a leftist and anybody who has political views and maybe holds political office or seeking political office. If they're not a flaming lefty, then they were also silenced on one of these platforms, Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. It was even I was listening to Limbaugh, and he was talking about a Khmer lady. There's a Khmer lady who had a commercial on Facebook. She's running for office in California, and was talking about her parents, how her parents met in the Holocaust that was in Cambodia. And guess what? Facebook did. Yeah, they shut her off. They silenced her. They made sure she shut up because she's a racist, bigoted, homophobic, xenophobic, right-wing Nazi, apparently. You pretty much got to be a flaming lefty or you're a right-wing Nazi in this climate. So, yeah, you should probably be worried about the future. If you're not, you're a flaming lefty or you're asleep. Both may be true. Yeah, America did take a hard left. It's still turning left. It's still headed left. And you know, to be honest with you, it's not just, you can't just blame the Democrats, because there are a lot of Republicans that also went left. And there's a lot of Republicans who are really not conservative in any way. In spite of what the lefties will tell you, the lefties will probably tell you John McCain is a right-wing Nazi. John McCain is a Democrat. Okay, John McCain is a flaming liberal who ran for a Republican office, and there's a bunch of them just like him. So, you know, you may not play paradigm politics. You may understand that it doesn't really matter if you got an R or a D in front of your name. It's It's how you vote. It's what you go along with. It's what you promote. There aren't too many people in Congress who are promoting the American people. There haven't been for a very long time. That's why Trump is so popular. There are still apparently millions of American people who would like to secure their rights and their future. And they'd like to hold on to their promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But you know, that's not compatible with New World Order. That's not compatible with global governance. Because global governance is authoritarian. It's obviously a technocracy. It's a scientific dictatorship, and it's pretty ugly. It's going to get a lot worse. We only just got started. They got big plans for humanity, and the next step is some normalization of some really bizarre behavior. Maybe you have heard of Albert Pike's 3 World Wars. Have you heard of that letter? You can probably Google it, Albert Pike's 3 World Wars. There are plenty of people who claim to have debunked Albert Pike's 3 World Wars, and you know, Albert Pike himself didn't write it, whatever. It doesn't really matter who wrote it. As far as I can tell, the letter did sit in a British museum for over 100 years. Somebody wrote it a long time ago. And it's basically, it's the gist. Okay, it's the summary. It's the facts of the matter of the plan, the great work, the plan. How are they going to bring down the establishment and to rebuild it? And of course, in that letter, they basically say they're going to move everybody around till everybody's next to each other, and then they can make everybody fight. Because it's about creating chaos globally, everywhere, all at once. And with the movement, the mass movement of people around the world, that becomes possible. They are going to rub everybody up against each other and make a fight. Seems pretty obvious. Yeah, it's quite a world we live in. It's quite a world. I think our obligation as human beings is to work towards making society better for everybody, and to work towards reducing, if possible, eliminating human suffering. But that's really not the New World Order's plans. If you read their quotes, and there's a lot of people in the New World Order. Maybe you understand it, maybe you don't, but it's global networks of secret societies and fraternal groups and think tanks and things of people who basically share the same philosophy. Primarily, they share 3 things. They share the same philosophies, the same agendas, and the same symbols. But certainly they share the same philosophies, such as population control, reducing the population. They may not all agree on the exact number that they want the population to be, but they do all agree that they want the population reduced. And if you read their quotes, they talk about things like, read Blavatsky's books, Humanity Must Be Shattered. No, I take that back, not Blavatsky. Read Oh, Lucius Trust, Alice Bailey. 10 steps toward the new weird odor, I think. Humanity must suffer a crisis. A major crisis that it must leave humanity shattered. A shattered humanity, and then they can rebuild it. You know, kind of like the Twin Towers coming down. Now people got to be traumatized, like trauma-based mind control or something. Basically, they're going to beat the hell out of the world, and then the world will agree with whatever they want. Most people don't know what they want. I know what they want. It isn't pretty. They don't want you to have a family. They don't want you to raise kids. They don't want you to have a big bank account with a retirement. They pretty much want what Jezebel wanted in the Bible. If you've ever heard of Jezebel, Jezebel wanted Naboth's vineyard. They want the same thing. They want to kill you and take all your stuff. That's pretty much the plan. Denny's not really down with that plan. I'm not really tolerant of secret societies, secrets in general. I think it's a source of a lot of the world's problems. It's been going on for a really long time. Nothing Denny can do to stop it, but you know, the truth shall set you free. And I believe that is true in every way. Although Denny is not a conspiracy theorist, he is a shameless truther. And he makes no apologies.